No Nation, what's going on? All right, perfect. My apologies, family. I'm kind of moving a little late. Been doing a lot of stuff, ripping and running, doing some different things and things like that today. But we'll go ahead and get things started. What's going on, No Nation? It's CJ Wilson here with another episode of Dope Talk. We got a um, pretty exciting episode, man. It's been a lot of fireworks around FSU, 10-0. Top four playoff ranking just beat a rival. Miami had a huge recruiting weekend. A lot of people in town, great atmosphere. But before we get started and talk about everything that went into this weekend, Dope Talk is brought to you by DashFi, the modern charge card for digital ad spend. DashFi is a business-to-business corporate expense card program that gets you the highest cash back on the market, starting at 3%. Most places where you get cash back at 1.5, DashFi, we doubling that, 3% off the rip. If you're not getting your cash back for your business-to-business purchases, what exactly are you doing, right? Apply for the Dash 5 MasterCard today. Let's get it rolling. And make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Super chats are available, so you guys got any specific questions. I'll be in and out of the chat checking different messages, but if you guys want something to be highlighted for sure, go ahead and hit that super chat. Let's go ahead and talk about this big time win against the Miami Hurricanes. You guys know how I like to do. I usually break it up offense first and then defense second. End up winning 27-20 over the Miami Hurricanes. 2 games in a row we didn't get 30 points. And I'm kind of upset by that because I think we left a lot of stuff out on the field offensively from a play calling standpoint and from an execution standpoint. But nonetheless, we still got the win against on the rival Miami Hurricanes. Pretty solid defense. Excuse me. Just looking at some of the numbers from the game. Speak about Trav in the passing game first. Trav was 19-31, 265 yards and a touchdown. Just speaking about the passing game, Ewan did a pretty good job of trying to take away Keon Coleman. They threw the kitchen sink at him. He had blanket coverages, a lot of safety shaded, things like that. It wasn't pretty much any one-on-one action. And anytime we did get one-on-one action with Keon Coleman, we definitely tried to attack it and exploit it. But some of the there was a couple of passes Trav overthrew down the field. And of course, they was holding him all damn game with pass interferences and things like that. But overall, the pass game, it wasn't consistent. I want to see Trav. We take too many sacks. There's a couple situations in which, Trav could have, and we haven't seen this all year, just throw the ball away. You don't have to take the sack, throw the ball away. You lose too many yardage. It was one situation, it was like 2nd and 6, and Trav ended up taking the sack, and it was like 3rd and long, and it was an impossible situation, as far as converting that 3rd down. Miami has a pretty solid defense. I'm not going to lie to you. I like the defense coordinator. He's aggressive, solid play caller. I do think their aggression could be used against them, and we kind of did that in certain plays, like the Trey Benson long touchdown. We'll get into that in a second. But we didn't do it enough. There was a couple things, like I said, we left out on the field. We was doing a good job in the middle. Let's play my theme music.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah! All right, now you roll. No, you giving super chats now, but we ain't go dog them boys too much. Tell 3 and 23 to pack the belongings and leave. 23 wasn't the issue. That 20. I'm gonna talk about that play in a second, but 23 was not the issue in that play at all. I know people got issues with Cypress, man, but how many bombs of long plays that Cypress gave up this year? Like on him, directly on him. I guess you could call this one that play with Kevin Knowles and that 80-yard play. I guess you could technically call that on him because he was in man coverage. But if you look at that play, man, we'll get to it in a second. But no, 23 hasn't been as bad as you guys are expecting. I mean, he gives us some catch. Again, we'll get to the defense in a second. I'll get to the defense in a second. I want to talk about 23. We're going to have a conversation because as far as what we expect to give up, the kid doesn't give up anything long, hasn't given up a lot of yards and things like that. Maybe give us some underneath routes, so I'm sure. But I'll take that all day, especially with the type of defense we play, which is man coverage all fucking game, which is something I want to speak about as well, man. We're asking a lot from our corners, a lot. But just kind of going back to the offense in the pass game, I feel like it was certain situations we could have exposed a lot more with the Miami Hurricanes that we didn't. the middle of the field and tight ends. Jaheim Bell was having a field day. We kind of went away from that. Morlock had that. It was a very creative screenplay that for Kyle Morlock that we had very creative for like 12 yards. But again, I think we could have did we wanted to it in the middle of the field with Morlock and Jaheim Bell. Hell, even early in the series, early in the game rather, we had a deep pass to Jaheim Bell. He beat James Williams on a long ball, but Travis kind of overthrew him. But yeah, I feel like we should have got those two guys more involved as well. And this is something we haven't seen all freaking year, and it's kind of blowing me. I don't know why the hell why, because we've been seeing it hell since Mike Norvell got here, really, and that's Lawrence toward Philly. Using Lawrence toward Philly in the pass game, he's a matchup nightmare as a receiver out of the backfield. We've been seeing it for hell, like I said, since Lawrence toward Philly got on campus. That's something Mike Norvell has been. He's done a hell of a job doing. Is getting Lawrence toward Philly, matched up on linebackers, matched up on safeties, or whatever it may be for the different mismatches. And we've been exposed in the past years. I know we got hella weapons this year, but for some reason we haven't been using. That hasn't been in our toolbox for whatever reason. That's something I feel like. I know we keep saying to get back to. We're 10 games in the season. We kind of are who we are, but that's something we just can't really go away from because we've been doing it so long. It's an easy fix to get Lawrence to a Philly back into the pass game. Play my theme music.
I said, are you strong? They said, I'm strong if you strong. And I said, we strong then.
Shout out my guy Hunter, man. It's getting really scary in Tallahassee. Just vibe. CJ Wilson. You're right, bro. Just vibe. We're going to talk about recruiting in a second, but you're right. It's getting very fucking scary. Like, very scary. Very scary. So just vibe because this shit is about to happen real soon. My boy Bearded Legacy Brandon, play my theme music.
Florida State, your brothers, your team, your heartbeat. We some dogs. We ain't no puppies.
Mike play calling was ass in the red zone again. I agree. It was. I was getting to that as well. There's two situations within the red. We had two damn drives within like the 5 or so, right? We got to punch that in for touchdowns, man. We got to do that. I like the little creative screen we did with Keon Coleman for like 3 or 4 yards. Got down to the 2. It was like 2nd and goal or 3rd and goal on the 2. Run that shit with Trey Benson 2 times in the fucking row. Straight at those guys. We got cute and did the little, and it was ugly as hell. I don't even know why Trav was so far wide, but we tried to do a little shovel pass inside. Like I said, Trav was too far wide. It was just an impossible damn play to begin with. But there's no way in hell. Stop getting Q in the red zone. I agree. Play football. Line that shit up and play some fucking football. Big boy football. Put your pass on. So there was 2 red zone opportunities that we didn't get touchdowns. And defense played a hell of a game. We'll get to that in a second. But I feel like offense, we didn't play a good game offensively. We left a lot of shit on the board, a lot of shit on the field rather for the Miami Hurricanes. We could have gotten a lot more. Granted, that's some pretty good defense, but opportunities were there for sure. Some play calling situations, taking sacks when we shouldn't be taking sacks, getting behind the sticks in the run game, and again, speaking of the run game, man, it just has to get better. Of course, Trey Benson had 80 yards on 16 carries and 2 touchdowns. Of course, that long run of 38. Lawrence Toward Philly only 6 carries for 9 yards. But I'm not gonna say we got to get better because clearly we are who we are right now as far as the offensive line and things like that. And we are banged up too. Rob Scott, I don't know what the hell is going on with Rob. He's been pretty much banged up all year. Just terrible luck, to be honest with you. Rob Scott has been banged up all year. Bless Harris, he's hurt. Darius Washington, he's banged up as well too. Now, granted, we really nicked up across the board. Keon Coleman as well. So I do think, of course, this is going to be a key week for us, North Alabama, to kind of get healthy, and of course, be in Florida. But after that, we got ACC championship game, and hopefully, we can skate through that with the win, a victory, and really get healthy going towards this possible playoff run. But yeah, play calling has to get better. But the run game, I don't know, man. It's just not there. We got to get Jordan Travis involved in the run game moving forward. In the games we got moving forward, aside from North Alabama and Florida, because Florida just giving that ass up to everybody. Aside from those 2 games, I really feel like Louisville, if they take care of business this weekend and moving forward for the rest of the season, Norvell's got to get Trav involved with the running game. He's going to have to, in order to loosen things up for the pass game and give those boys more opportunity down the field. we got to use Jordan Travis's legs. That's probably Jordan Travis running is probably our biggest weapon on offense by far. By far, biggest weapon on offense. We haven't seen it this year, aside from what the second half of the Duke game when we needed it, and that shit was effective. Something Duke couldn't stop. They wasn't really prepared for it, to be honest with you. So yeah, we got to get Jordan Travis back into the run game and get him going. But offensively, we let a lot of stuff on the field. Johnny Wilson, welcome back, man. I appreciate you. Had a hell of a game, great game. Just looking for the numbers specifically. 5 catches for 82 yards. Could have did a couple more things down the field, but yeah, Johnny Wilson, you was the guy, 100%, 100%. Great game, Johnny Wilson. Hell, Ja'Kai Douglas, I wish you'd have scored too. Had that long run. He had like 60 some yards in total. Had that long run. If he would have gotten in the end zone, hell, we wouldn't have had no terrible play call within the red zone to have 3 points. But yeah, offensively, Mike Norvell, we got to figure things out as far as situational stuff. And this isn't offense specifically, but it kind of goes to the defense. I wasn't a fan of the second half onside kick. The reason being, I'm cool with Norvell gambling in rivalry games and things like that. But the reason I wasn't a fan of that is because Miami, and this is more so to the defense when I get to them more so in a second, but Miami wasn't moving the ball to that defense at all. They really weren't. The quarterback wasn't good during that game. He really wasn't good. The pressure was getting there. Yeah, so it wasn't no need. I didn't foresee Miami driving the field and scoring on us. So we gave them 3 damn points right then and there. But yeah, overall offensively, 27 points enough to win the game. And we're talking about, it's crazy. We're talking about 27 points and we're talking about a bad offensive performance. That's just how good we've been on offense and things like that, and how many weapons we have on offense that we expect more. But if you look at the situations, there was a lack of execution, and I think it's bad play called in certain situations as well. We got to get better. I want to see Lawrence Toafili in the pass game. Like, he is a weapon in the passing game, a big time weapon. We haven't seen that at all this year. I know we got, and maybe Norvell was using him in the past game just to kind of compensate for the lack of weapons on the outside at receiver, which makes sense because you guys know the history of our receiver room. Hell, a lot of people wanted, and be honest with you, including me, I was looking at Dugans a little funny with a little bit of recruiting and the on-field product a couple of years ago. So I can understand trying to compensate for the lack of receivers on the outside. Maybe because we got dogs on the outside, we don't use it as much. But again, you got to get, it's certain matchups that Lawrence Toafili demands, and he could take advantage of those matchups. Just being simply put, he could take advantage of those matchups, and I don't think we've been using him this year to his fullest potential, along with, like I said, running Jordan Travis. Let's move over to the defense a little bit. Shout out to my defense, man. Adam Fuller. Give Fuller his flowers. My dog been calling some shit, man. Hell of a damn game. And my only gripe with Adam Fuller, and I speak about it a little bit more, is just we run too much man coverage. All we do is run man coverage for the most part. This isn't the Mickey. It's like the Mickey Andrews style. And we don't have the caliber corners that Mickey Andrews had back in the day. As of now, we don't. And this isn't no knock to the current corners we have. We just know the fucking DBU history and the type of corners we had on the outside, just that can really lock up and man up all day. You can talk to somebody like Antonio Cromartie who played in that system, and Crow will even tell you how hard it is to play man coverage through the entirety of the game. And the offense knowing that you're running man coverage for the entirety of the game. But again, Mickey Andrews, they could get away with that back then because for the most part, you're seeing 21 personnel when Mickey Andrews was coaching. 21 personnel, not throwing the ball that much, 2 receivers, it's that another. You can play man coverage on the outside and rock and roll because you're playing the run for the most part. Those defenses that Mickey Andrews had during that time, a lot of people saying with this innovative new offenses that type of defense was dying, which could be possibly true. But again, we're not seeing the type of offenses rather, and the type of personnel grouping that Mickey Andrews saw back in the day, to where he could play man 95% of the time. But hell, I'm complaining about it, but at the same time, we still don't give up shit really in the passing game. Did a hell of a job. I saw a couple players we'll get to. But that's my only gripe with Fuller is just we need to, if we could switch it up some as far as just mixing up, make it a little bit more confusing for the offenses because they know exactly what we're running as far as coverage-wise. So, yeah, we can switch that up. That'll be perfect moving forward. But, again, like I said, we're week 10. We are who we are as far as that, right? So defensively, we gave up 335 total yards, 204 passing yards, and we know on 10 of 30 completion, on 10 attempts on, excuse me, 10 completions on 30 attempts for 2 touchdowns and a interception. We know that long 80-yard pass. So if you take away, they had 200 yards passing. The Emory kid had 178, if I'm not mistaken. Emory kid had like 178 yards. He was 8 for 23, 175 yards with that long 85-yard touchdown. We take away the 85-yard touchdown. I kid you not. I'm in Doak Campbell Stadium looking up at the damn stats. 6 minutes left in the game, and Emory Williams has 80 yards passing in the game. So again, we take away that long touchdown pass, and I don't know what the hell Kevin Knowles was looking at where he was doing in that situation. As soon as that ball went up in the air, in the back of my mind, not in the back of my mind, I literally yelled out "pick" inside the stadium, "pick," because it was a gimme throw. It was right there. I mean, it was a routine play. He took a terrible angle on the play, terrible angle, and with that angle, that kind of got him behind the play in the way of Fentrell Cypress a little bit. So I'm not sure if he was trying to avoid Cypress or whatnot during that situation when he kind of just dove, and it was just. That shit just wasn't a football play, man. But again, he ended up pretty much hitting Cypress in the process, and then you look at the end zone copy, end up hitting Cypress in the process. Left his feet, fell to the ground. Jerry and Jones had to jump over him, so that impeded. He pretty much missed the play on the ball, and he took out 2 of his teammates in the process, pretty much. So that's that 85-yard touchdown. Of course, Canes fans are hyping that bullshit up because it was an 85-yard touchdown that made the game closer than what it should be. But I'm going to tell you, they crossed the 50 twice in the second half. Twice. The first time, an onside kick. Second time, 85-yard touchdown. That game was, I'm going to tell you this now, 21-7. That game was never in fucking doubt. In my mind, never in doubt, because I had no confidence in them driving the field and making those plays, especially doing that 2-minute drill prior to him getting hurt. Hell, to be honest with you, TVD coming in gave them the best chance to win the damn game. And I think I said on the live before, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? TVD gave them the best opportunity to win the game, but he also gave them the best opportunity to get their ass blown out due to him being able to due to his turnovers, due to him being turnover prone. So from my opinion, it seems like Mario took the safe route in this game because he didn't want to get blown out. He felt like his defense could play pretty solid enough, and the freshman quarterback wouldn't make any mistakes in throwing the ball in risky situations to get the interception. The couple passes that TVD threw on those first downs, those back shoulder throws and things like that. I don't have any confidence in that kid making those throws. I don't think after he dove, and the kid got some nuts. He got some nuts. I will give him that. He ran a couple times trying to get the first down, extending and things like that. Unfortunately, that last play, it was costly for him trying to extend, ended up hurting his arm. But if he would have stayed healthy, I don't see them getting another fucking. If they gave him the first down, 4th and 2 or whatever, that was questionable. But I don't see them getting another first down in that game at all. I just don't. TVD comes in to give him a couple first downs just like that. Just from, like I say, he's a better thrower than the kid and just a better quarterback. I ain't gonna say better. He's a better quarterback now, but again, there's a lot of risk and rewards with TVD, and that should have been a lot of damn risk as of late with the interceptions he's thrown. But he gave him the best opportunity to win that game. So from a defensive back standpoint, another great job by Patrick Surtain and Alan Fuller, the defensive back coaches. Pat Surtain, I'm telling you, man, with the man coverage you run for them to be 10 for 30 total with 200 yards, that's some good shit. Now, the issue that I did have initially, and we did a good job of adjusting it, Fuller's done an amazing job making adjustments. It's just the run game. They had 131 rushing yards. Cheney had 12 for 85 yards. A couple plays we let break into the run game. But after that, the second half adjustments were amazing. We shut it down in the second half. Pass rush wise, they had a pretty good offensive line. Got to give them credit. They were right about that, even though their offensive line grades weren't good against us. But they was a pretty good offensive line. Our front four wasn't really getting home on those pass plays as far as pressure. So Fuller made a hell of an adjustment. Started bringing the linebackers, started bringing the safeties, and that shit, it worked. The safeties were getting there like crazy. The linebackers, Kalen DeLoach. What can I say about Kalen DeLoach, right? Fucking amazing, man. 10 tackles, 2 sacks, leading the team in sacks with 7. 7 sacks from a linebacker, man. That's damn good. Jeremiah Trotter and Kalen DeLoach have been the 2 best linebackers in the ACC by far this year. The development and the growth of Kalen DeLoach, man, is been amazing. Great player. He's making himself a lot of money this year. A lot of money this year. D-Lo's definitely going to get paid. I think it's going to be a pretty solid draft pick. And not just from his play on the field, man, just he's a senior, just his leadership. It's a lot of stuff a lot of people's in the stands, but there's a lot of stuff you can't really see during the game. One thing you can't, I'm doing the TV during the game or watching the game on TV, but there's a lot of shit you can't see during the stadium as far as the sideline stuff. His mannerisms, his leadership. If you watch how in tune, how can I put this? How vocal he is and stuff on the sideline and just motivating guys and things like that. When he's not in the game, whether it's DJ Lundy or Tatum Bethune, he's constantly talking to those guys and things like that, man. So Kevin DeLoach has been the ultimate leader on defense as well. So hats off to him, man. As far as his time at FSU, he's been through it all. From the beginning years, being recruited by Willie Taggart and going through those years, and then the struggle years with Mike Norvell once he first got there, to now, being one of the best linebackers in the ACC on a national title contender team and being a vocal leader on that national title contender team. So shout out to Kalen DeLoach, man. He's had an amazing year, played a great game, was a defensive MVP by far against Miami. His sacks are so timely, too, man. He times his blitzes up perfectly. If you guys want to steady, if there's anybody watching, younger guys, any younger linebackers or coaches rather, if you're trying to teach how to blitz from a steal position, not showing your blitz, watch Kalen DeLoach every time he blitzes. It's fucking amazing. He times it up perfectly. He has a great burst, great acceleration. So as soon as the ball is snapped, he's pretty much at maximum speed as it is. And it's too late for the quarterback because it's hard to see because he's a smaller guy and he's hiding behind the offensive line. He's coming late. So it's hard to see when he's coming. And once you do see it, it's too damn late. He's too fast. He's already on you and you're already sacked. Let's play my theme music.
We got the best running back in the whole damn league. And we got a quarterback that's going to toss that thing.
Shout out to Collie Mack for the donation. I appreciate it. Mike did get lost in the play shit again. Glad to see him take the points this week instead of going for it on 4th down all the time. Linebackers balled. Game was never in doubt. Go Noles. See you in Charlotte. Definitely see you in Charlotte. And I'm about to text this damn link. Speaking of Charlotte, we are throwing a tailgate for Charlotte. It's going to be another amazing event. If you guys did pull up to the tailgate this past weekend, you guys know we hung pretty good. We're going to run it back again for the ACC Championship. We haven't been to Charlotte in 9 years, haven't won it in 9 years. So they're going to smell my cologne a little bit in the Queen City. You guys know, man, that's one of my favorite damn cities, one of the most fun cities to be a part. So I just, Harlan, if you could put this, if you could put the link into the comments I just sent you, go ahead and grab your tailgate ticket now. It's at a discounted price. Go ahead and grab your tailgate ticket now for Charlotte ACC Championship. Can't wait to see y'all in the Queen City. We got to celebrate this shit together, right? If y'all not going to Charlotte, what the hell are you doing? Really? After all the shit we've been through these last couple of years, all the struggles we've been through, this is it. We getting our reward right now, man. So I hope to see y'all in Charlotte. We go have a good time. We go party. We go do what we do, man, as we win this ACC championship. But yeah, just going back to the linebackers and Kalen DeLoach specifically, great game. I think Kalen was the MVP of the game, to be honest with you. And the other MVP of the game, Alex Mastrano, or the punter. Alex was amazing. Pinning the Hurricanes back. I don't know how many times he pinned those guys within the 10 or within the 20. He's been amazing all fucking year. So great job, Alex. I think Alex is going to be playing on Sundays. He's an NFL punter, in my opinion. Does a great job in understanding the assignment and punting in certain situations, certain angles, and things like that to get a defense the best opportunity to hold the team from driving the length of the field. So shout out to Alex and shout out to Kalen DeLoach, man. Those are the two MVPs of the game, 100%. But again, like I said, defense played great. They crossed the 50 twice. It was never a fucking doubt in my mind as far as losing that game because I just wasn't confident in Miami driving the field. They crossed the 50 twice in the second half. One, I'm not counting it all because it was an onside kick. And two, an 85-yard pass play that came out of damn nowhere. Safety had to do some crazy stuff in order for it to happen. But it was a hard-fought rivalry game, man. A hard-fought rivalry game. I don't really, I mean, Adam Fuller did a damn good job. Defense did a damn good job. Miami did outgain us though by a few yards, which is interesting. But again, I mean, it was never a doubt that that we were going to lose this game. 335 total yards or 322. That's because we had 57 rushing yards. But of course, you got to negate 30 yards of sack yards. But hell, even if you give us the sack yardage, we're still less than 100 yards rushing. That's just not winning football. We got to do better in that regard. I don't know what could be done this late in the season, but we got to do better in the run game. We got to. I'm not gonna say figure it out because, like I said, it's week 10, but something has to give. Less than 100 yards rushing the game, you can't win a national championship like that, in my opinion. We have the backs to do it. We just got to get on one accord with the backs, the offensive line, and things like that, and just the play calling as well too, because there's a lot of play calls in the run game that was kind of questionable, that ended up, having us starting drives behind the line of scrimmage. That's all I got for as far as the game itself. It was a classic FSU game. I know you guys wanted to blow out and things like that, cover the 14 points, which I think we would have absolutely covered the 14 points if we wouldn't have gave up that 80-yard touchdown. Yeah, Chris, great point. Get fucking healthy. That's the main thing. I think we'd have covered it, would have gave it that 80-yard touchdown. But you guys got to understand, whenever the Canes come to Tallahassee, those games are typically close. It's not too many games where we blow each other out, especially in Tallahassee. Just a different game. They're going to get up for their Super Bowl every fucking year, except for last year, I guess you could say that. But for the most part, they're going to get up every year for their Super Bowl. All right, man, let's kind of go to the things that everybody want to hear, the portion of the show that everybody want to talk about, right? And that's the recruiting portion. Let's go on the trail and talk about the recruits and some of the recruits that were at the game and just where we're standing with those recruits. On the Trail is brought to you by Realtor Jude Paul. Jude is a realtor in Southwest Florida, but he services the entire state of Florida. 20% of your closing costs. So again, if you're trying to buy a home or sell a home, the closing costs, Jude is willing to donate 20% of the proceeds back to you. And Jude is a big time FSU fan, right? So knows how to take care of knows. So again, any of you trying to buy a home and sell your home, Jude is willing to donate some of the proceeds of the sale to the Battles End Collective. So again, Battles End Collective. Tap in with Jude. We got to get this money going, right? Y'all want these big time recruits. Y'all want to keep going and things like that. We got to get Battles In some more money. So go ahead and tap in with Battles In if you haven't. But again, if you're trying to buy a home and sell your home, Jude is your man. He's willing to donate some of those proceeds back to Battles In. You can reach Jude or get in contact with him at www.homesfornose.com. Again, www.homesfornose.com. Play my theme music.
I saw a wide-ass open hole, and I just hit that bitch.
Shout out to my guy Brandon, my favorite Pawn Star is in Charlotte. Pawn Star. We know what you're saying right there. Might go smash. Hey, man, go do what you got to do, man. Pull up in Charlotte. Pull to the tailgate first. And then hit me. Matter of fact, bring the Pawn Star. Bring her ass to the tailgate, too. And we all going to have a good damn time. We're going to hang out real good. But again, man, let's go ahead and jump into some of this recruiting, man. The atmosphere is electric inside the Doak Campbell Stadium. Then shout out to I want to give a couple of shouts, man. Shout out to my guy Bo, my boy Bo from St. Louis. His first time in Tallahassee ever. Came to the game. My boy Big Noel. Big Noel is from New Jersey. His first time in Tallahassee as well, too, man. A lot of people been asking questions about Big Noel and whether he's white or not and things like that, man. So shout out to Big Noel and Bo, man. They pulled up. They had a very good time in Tallahassee. And it's crazy. I told those guys, like, for your first game experience in Doak Campbell Stadium is against the Miami Hurricanes, like that's a dope ass experience, man. No lie, man. So shout out to those boys. They definitely enjoyed the city, enjoyed Tallahassee, and just enjoyed the festivities all around as far as, FSU Miami game. But they weren't the only ones who enjoyed the festivities. A lot of recruits enjoyed the festivities as well. Jeremiah Smith, the number one player in the 2024 class, he was on campus, multi-day visit again for this FSU game. Made a big impression on him, man, a very big impression. I know he was hanging out with a lot of the former players. Xavier Rose specifically, he was on campus as well. Xavier Rose from Miami, got some ties down there. So he was hanging out with Xavier Rose and some other guys, but we're in a good spot for Jeremiah Smith. I keep saying the same damn thing. We're in a good spot. He's been kind of tweeting some cryptic stuff on Twitter and things like that. I don't know how true this is. I don't know if the kid even had his commitment tweet up or commitment pictures up on IG, but you know how the rumors like they start rolling and things like that are damn as in regards to the situation, investigators regards to the situations, you know, people who look in that type of stuff, they say he deleted his commitment stuff and all that type of deal from Ohio State. Again, I think FSU is in a very good spot. If you listen to his post-game interview, that shit was very candid in regards to, you know, some of the things he was saying FSU is number one and stuff like that. I guess you could take it for what it is. Number one in what regard? Number one as far as number one overall, or number one that's closest to possibly flipping you, whatever that may be. He did state that he's not taking any more visits to any other games. No more visits. Larion comments win. What did Larion say? It is my brother. Good game. How it's supposed to be. Go Dogs.
Hell no.
Hey, you're right, bro. It was a good game. It was a classic FSU Miami game. That's my brother there, man. And he's definitely an honorary a secondary Georgia fan too, for sure. Go Dogs. But yeah, Jeremiah Smith, he says he's not taking any more visits for as far as you know, the rest of the season, no more games. He is taking one more visit though, and that's an official visit to FSU a week before signing day. So you can, you know, take that for what you want, man. But I think FSU is in a very good spot for Jeremiah, very good spot. His first offer was from FSU. His ninth or 10th grade year, Mike Norvell was his very first offer. And at that point in time, he told him, hey, you know, I like your talent, keep working this, that, and another. I'm going to bring this program back. I promise you, that's my promise to you. I'm going to bring this program back to where it should be. I want you to be a part of that program. You fast forward 2 or 3 years down the line, and it's time for signing day, and his class, his senior year, and lo and behold, FSU Mike did everything he said he was going to do. Right, FSU is back. They're competing for the national championship and things like that. And he sees that. He's a very big fan of Keon Coleman too. Those two guys are really close. Him and Johnny Wilson are doing a great job of recruiting him, but they formed a pretty good relationship. He said multiple times that he thinks that Keon Coleman is the best receiver in the country, and he said it a while ago. And also, you know, it raised some antennas because, you know, of course, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., who's a great player in his own right. He's been the best receiver in the country the last couple of years, and he's committed to Ohio State. So for him to say that was pretty eye-opening. Then he made some headways over the summer when he said Mike Norvell is the best head coach in the country. A lot of people, you know, call bullshit and joke, but I think that kid really believes that because, like I said, he first offered, and just hearing what Mike told him what he's going to do and how he brought that program, how he's brought the program back within that short period of time. The kid probably truly does believe that because he said it on multiple occasions, like 2 or 3 times, that Mike Norvell is the best head coach in the country. So I think FSU is in a very good spot for Jeremiah Smith. We just keep pushing. We'll see how that official visit goes in December. But the week before signing day, taking the official visit to FSU. I know Ohio State fans are really nervous, so we'll see how that plays out. But I think FSU is in a really good spot for Jeremiah. Really good spot. A kind of surprise visit that everyone was talking about that we weren't expecting, L.J. McCray, 5-star defensive lineman from Daytona Beach, mainland Florida. He was on campus as well, committed to the Florida Gators a couple weeks ago. And a couple weeks later, he's on campus for the FSU game. He was joined by Zay Mincy, another top 100 defensive back, 6'3", 200 pounds out of mainland Florida as well. Both of those guys were on campus. Excuse me, I think FSU isn't going away in this recruitment. Let's put it that way. They aren't going away. They haven't stopped recruiting him since he committed to the Florida Gators. And to be honest with you, I know that the energy has been reciprocated some. He's been open to the conversations with FSU and has been listening to FSU and things like that. I think he's going to probably try to get on campus one more time before signing day. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot for LJ. Well, I'm not going to say we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot as of now as far as still recruiting him and him keeping that door open. With the Florida Gators struggling, they're struggling bad. Those boys are trash as hell, man, right? They go on a 3-game losing streak. We got Missouri this week, got us next week. Them boys can end up losing 5 games to close the season out. That could be detrimental for Billy Napier. They already lost a couple of recruits out of that 2024 class. They lost 2 guys this past weekend. With those 2 guys, FSU, of course, jumped them in. They're the number 3 recruiting class in the country. Man, shout out to them Noles, man. Top class in the state. Top class in the state, top team in the state. Play my theme music.
I said, are you strong? They said, I'm strong if you strong. And I said, we strong then.
Shout out to Roll No. Said Larry On's a 5-star liar when it comes to the who. My guy's elite with the spins. But yeah, that's kind of going back to LJ. I think FSU is in a pretty good spot. If Florida keeps on struggling and we keep on winning and he does make a visit prior to signing day, watch out for that. It's kind of sad. Move over to his teammate, Zay Mensah. To be honest with you, I think Zay coming into this visit, prior to this visit, I thought Zay was a Miami lean. I feel like the Miami Hurricanes was the team to be. I know it's Miami, Florida State, and Alabama are the top 3 teams, in my opinion, for Zay Mensah. Florida was up there at one point in time, but they're starting to fade away. The writings on the wall, we've been seeing the real with Florida, so they're kind of fading away. But I think coming into this game, the Miami Hurricanes was the team to beat for Zay Mensah. But I think FSU kind of opened up his eyes a little bit with this visit and being in that atmosphere. I will say this. I think, in my opinion, if LJ McCray flips to FSU from the Florida Gators, I think Zay Mensah will follow him to FSU. If LJ sticks with his commitment to Florida, I think we'll see Zay Mensah probably in Miami. Just my opinion on the situation. I think if we end up flipping LJ from the Florida Gators, we have Zay Mensah along with him. And I do think FSU had a space to take him. I'm going to get to that in a second because a lot of people been talking about, how the few spots left, defensive backs, a lot of guys on the table and things like that. But I think Zay Mensah, he's covered for FSU for sure. If not, they want to push hard to get him for this visit. But I think, like I said, Miami's in the thick of things too. I think it's supposed to be down in Miami this weekend for the Louisville game, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's going to be down there for that game. But again, this will be my bold hot take. If LJ McCray flips his commitment from the Florida Gators, Zay Mensah will follow him and commit to FSU as well. Play my theme music.
It has been all Noles. They came here to break Miami's will.
Right, dominant, absolutely dominant.
Make them quit tonight.
Perfect. Reggie Gray, appreciate the donation. Go Noles. See y'all in Charlotte. Go Noles. See y'all in Charlotte. Grab your tailgate ticket. We go hang out real good in the Q City. Real good. But yeah, that's my bold take. I go on the ledge and say that if LJ does flip, I think Zay Mensah will be in the bag as well. 6'3", uber athletic kid. Met him over the summer. Big kid, really big kid. A nice kid too, man. Real cool kid. Well raised. Shout out to his mom. She's a real nice lady as well. But I think LJ McCray, if LJ does flip, I think we get Zay Mensah as well. Let's stick with some defensive backs, right? Wardell McHugh was on campus this past weekend, but he ended up committing to Texas. So we could cross him off the defensive back board. So that's one off the list. Kai Bates, 4-star defensive back from the Orlando, Florida area, 6'2", I think he's a top 100 type of player as well. Kai Bates just recently decommitted from the LSU Tigers. Yeah, Kai Bates just recently decommitted from the LSU Tigers. Big time playmaker, man. I like this kid a lot. I like him a lot. I was speaking to Brian McFadden, man. Shout out to Brian McFadden, man. B-Mac, former FSU legend, second-round pick, South Florida legend as well. He was at the tailgate, came to the FSU game. We were speaking a little bit, and he was talking about Kai Bates and just impressed with the type of player he is. People told me he hasn't played corner long. He's like 2 years playing corner, so the kid is very raw. Hasn't been developed as of yet. He's just going off of uber athletic ability, very athletic, twitchy kid. So the kid can be very good as far as, development and coaching once he understands, how to play corner in the ins and outs of playing quarter. So I think FSU is in a good spot for Kai, man. I think FSU would take Kai Bates 100%. At this point in time, I think they will. I know it's some talks about some possible slow playing for him at one point in time, but I think FSU now is in a pretty good spot for him. A pretty good spot. So I like Kai Bates a lot. To be honest with you, he was one of my favorite corners too. I just didn't think in his 2024 class, and I was really excited over the summer once word got out he was officially visiting FSU. That I didn't think it was too much of a player for the kid. To be honest with you, but we are in the thick of things, and he did decommit from LSU following his unofficial visit to FSU this past weekend for the Miami game. So I think we're in a really good spot for Kai. Really good spot. I'm telling you, man. I said the last show. I probably said the show before that and the show before that. Patrick Surtain is a home run fucking hire. Point blank, period. Home run hire. This guy has been amazing since he got on campus. He was kind of slow at first in the spring a little bit because, figuring out things. This is his first college job. College is different. Versus, he was in the NFL prior, and of course, he was the head coach at American Heritage. But college is different. The time you put in, the hours you put in, recruiting and things like that. So once he figured things out, the shit was a wrap. He started rolling over the summer. He's been amazing since then. So far, we got 2 5-stars committed, Charles Lester and KJ Bolden. Love those guys. Jamari Howard, 6'2", top 100 type of corner. Ricky Knight, 4-star from South Florida as well, Palm Beach County. Then, of course, you got CJ Hurd, 3-star from the Atlanta area. Then you throw in guys that were still in the thick of things for him. Zay Mincy, top 100 player. Kai Bates, top 100 player. Wardell is a little bit off the MAC. And, of course, we got an American Heritage safety that, of course, I was speaking about American Heritage safety that Patrick Surtain Jr. is very familiar with, and Xavier Lucas, and I'll get to him in a second, but we recruit him as well. So, and then you look at the on-field development. The defensive backs have been playing amazing. Lights out. Quarterbacks haven't really had too much success at all passing the ball on us. I mean, the DBs have been playing great. It's been a complete 180 from what we've seen in the past. A complete 180 from what we've seen in the past within our defensive backs. And this is just year one. So I think Patrick Surtain is a home run hire. He's great. Oh, so if we need to give him some more damn money, give him some more money, man, because I really feel like he's a gem. He's the type of guy we need at FSU, because we're known for DBU and defensive back university. You got to have a great defensive back coach to be DBU. I think Pat Surtain is a great defensive back coach and fits right in with what we got going at FSU. So, yeah, Kai Bates, we're in a good spot of. And I just spoke about a defensive back, Xavier Lucas, 3-star defensive back. He's a safety from American Heritage. He's committed to Wisconsin. Luke Fickle, who's a great defensive mind, went down there and got him. He actually made that relation when he was at Cincinnati, and once he went over to Wisconsin as the head coach, brought him over. But Xavier Lucas, he was on campus as well. This is another guy to watch out for. We're in a good spot for as well. I know that Surtain likes this kid a lot, likes the way he tracks the ball, locates the ball in the air, and things like that. But, yeah, we'll see how it plays. I think we're in a good spot for Xavier Lucas, too. So, people talk about spots and things like that. But I think with Kai, Zay, and Xavier Lucas, I think those guys, we will be in a good situation to probably take all of them, to be honest with you. But I don't think if all of them wanted in, I think we'll be in a spot to take them. And, of course, it probably won't play out like that with all those defensive backs wanting in. But I think we'd have been in a good spot to not really turn those guys away. We'll see how things play out. You got to realize, too, the rule as far as the number of kids you can take, that rule is gone. You just got to be under a certain number of limited scholarships. You just got to be under the 85 limited scholarships. So we'll see how that plays out. There's probably going to be some movement after the season in regards to people exiting the program and the transfer portal and stuff like that. So the numbers could possibly work out. We will see. We'll see what's what on in that regard. So yeah, I like Xavier Lucas a lot. So that's it with the defensive backs. Let's kind of move on a little bit to some 2025/2024 kids. Armando Blunt was recently committed to the Miami Hurricanes. Flipped his commitment to the FSU Seminoles and then reclassified 5-star Armando. I should add, right? 5-star. Was recently committed to the Miami Hurricanes. Flipped his commitment to the FSU Seminoles and reclassified to the 2024 class. He was on campus as well. nothing but glowing reviews. Said he can't wait to get on campus pretty soon. He will be on campus in December. So great get for that staff. And like I said, it's always a great get when you can. It's always good when you can flip from an in-state rival. Why? Because you're strengthening yourself at one point, and you're also crippling them and making them weaker on the other end. David Sanders, 2025 kid, the number one player in the country, 2025. So your FSU had the number one player in the country in the 2024 class on campus, and the number one player in the country in the 2025 the 2025 class on campus. David Sanders, offensive tackle, he enjoyed his visit a lot. Has a really good relationship with Coach Atkins. He was on campus this past summer as well. So he's with David Sanders, he's been taking visits and things like that, going to different games, just to kind of fill things out so he could kind of trim his list a little bit and kind of focus on a certain amount of schools going into the spring and the summer, and then, of course, into the fall of his senior year leading up to signing day. But I think FSU is in a great spot for David Sanders. You know how all these offensive linemen talk about the relationship they have with Coach Atkins, how he's a cool coach and great recruiter and things like that. Same thing with David Sanders. We're in a good spot there. Don't be surprised if we see him at the ACC championship game as well. You know, we can't host recruits. Technically, we have contact with recruits, but we can get them tickets. The same thing we did for LSU in the game in Orlando. So don't be surprised if we have some kids on the visit list in Charlotte, and don't be surprised if the number one player in the 2025 class would be a part of that visit list. That's all I got for recruiting. This shit's about to heat up, man. I'm telling you, man. FSU is sitting at number 3 right now. Very strong. I'm 100% sure I'm not gonna say 100% sure because recruiting is very fluid. I'm 90 to 95% sure that FSU will have a top 3 class for sure for this 2024 class, and it's a chance to move up to number 2. So we'll see how that plays out. If FSU could possibly pull off what people thought would be the impossible and flip Jeremiah Smith, you got to understand Ohio State is currently number 2 in the recruiting rankings. So if we flip Jeremiah Smith, that's going to be hurting those guys in the rankings along and strengthening us. So it's a chance, an outside chance at number 2 recruiting class. And no one fucking thought that shit coming into the season. Not even me. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Not even me. And you guys know when it comes to certain things I hold strong on. Well, not even me. I wouldn't have said the FSU would be top 2 in the country. Not even top 5, to be honest with you. Top 10, yeah, I would win for top 10. But they're doing a hell of a job recruiting, man. So shout out to Mike Norvell and staff for the job they've done within the 2024 recruiting class. That's all I got for On the Trail. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's open this shit up for some callers, man. I want to talk to the people. What y'all got, man? Again, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to join the show, go ahead. If you want to join the call-in portion of the show, go ahead and tap in. Let's talk things out like a family a little bit. And we'll get things going. And again, like I said, if you guys are going to be in Charlotte for the ACC championship game, we have that tailgate link. And speaking of tailgate, I want to hear your opinion. Let me know in the chat. The Florida game was just announced. It's going to be a night game in the swamp. Go down there, beat their ass, end their season, things like that. What do you got? What are your thoughts on throwing the tailgate for the Florida game? Let me know in the comments. Me and James Coleman, we've been debating on it and kind of thinking if we want to throw a tailgate for the Florida game. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to floor the tailgate. We may do that, but it's 100% sure go for Charlotte. I think we got my boy KP on. KP, what's good? Talk to me. Give me the real, baby. Give me the real. Oh, 1 second, KP. They say I can't hear you. 1 second, bro. Man, you was in your fucking bag too. No, I got to make sure you good, man. Hold on 1 second. Go get you right. Yeah, they said they can't hear. We'll get it going. Just hold on 1 second. Bear with us, people. We're going to get the audio right, man, because KP is there for that. KP,
We out here. We out here. Y'all got me?
Yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear him or not.
Oh, let me know if we out here because I'm about to cook these boys like we cooked them on Saturday. We ready out here. Florida State all day.
Can you guys hear? Let us know in the comments.
Oh
All right,
yes,
perfect.
sir.
You
Oh
think
yes,
about
sir.
it.
So back to what I was saying. We told them all season long we were gonna run down on that mid that they were gonna try to bring up there to Tallahassee, and that's exactly what we did. Them boys came up there with their little defense. Oh, our defense is young, but we solid. Oh, our D line. I'm sorry, y'all had a top D line, right? Where was Bain all weekend? Where was Bain all weekend? That boy must have been at the tailgate with y'all because he didn't show up to the game. He was out here getting washed like the rest of them. Well,
You definitely was.
our safeties are going to be in the first round of the draft. Our safeties are top. I'm sorry, your safeties was out here getting cooked. Your safeties was making business decisions when our running back, when Trey Benson was running up and down the field like he was a kid in Kmart trying to run from his mama, hiding up underneath the clothing racks. That's what we saw. I don't want to hear nothing out of Miami. That defense was mid. Our offense went out there. We beat ourselves. Like you said before, they got across the 50 twice, and we handed them boys. We handed them boys both of them times across the 50. They ain't do nothing worth talking about. Their quarterbacks was garbage. We knew that. Their running backs, all right, they had the one little running back who had his little cutback lane a couple of times. All right, but our running back was running up and down the field on them boys like it was nothing. We were cutting through them like hot butter out here. Miami need to go ahead and sit down. And now they out here doing what we always know that Miami do. They run their
They do
mouths the
what they
week
always
before.
do, bro.
They
What they
run their
always do.
mouths the week before. Then after they get that ass whooped, then they turn around and start hitting with the moral victory. Oh, y'all should have beat us by more. Oh, if y'all was the top 14, y'all should have blew us out. Last year, team beat us by. I'm sorry, y'all done lost 3 years in a row. Y'all been mid and less than mid for 3 years now, and y'all sitting here on moral victory. I ain't never seen the fan base more happy to lose by close digits than I have with Miami. Them boys garbage.
And they're
Them
six and
boys
four. Six and
garbage.
four. And got Louisville next week looking at 6-5. Like, what the fuck we really talking about?
Facts. And then they gonna lose to Boston College after they was talking trash to us about us having a tough game with Boston College. I don't want to hear nothing out of Miami. Them boys trash. Now, so not only are they trash on the field, they went up there and had a hundred different recruits. Watch them look mid. They saw dope shining. The lights was going. I was seeing the videos from them putting up Keon on the big screen. So all the wide receiving recruits was like, oh snap, that could be me up there. And
It
we
could
could
be
be out here
me.
mossing Miami players. Oh yeah, we definitely signing up over here. I loved everything I saw about that game. All of it. And that was with us once again, not playing our best game. We still battling injuries, but I damn sure know we went out there and put down Miami. We smacked them and sat their ass right back in the back seat, put them with the seatbelt on, and told them to be quiet or we gonna take their tablet away from them. That's what we did to Miami. They can be quiet over here. Go over there and watch Paw Patrol. Go on over there and watch, what's her name? Miss Betty or whatever that girl name is that be all over TikTok. Y'all can go watch that. We grown folks business happening up here. So they can go sit down somewhere. Tired of all of that mess. But I'm glad to hear exactly what I heard out of you. The recruits saw it, the coaches saw it, and Miami whole sideline was over there looking salty as hell when they had to walk out of dope with yet another L because the Knowles put them down, put them back where they belong. Right back there in the back seat. That's where they at. They ain't even in the back seat. You know what they are? They in the trunk right now. We ain't even in the trunk. We tying them to the trunk of our car and driving them down I-95. That's what we doing. We ain't even driving them. They don't even deserve to be on our car. We done hired somebody to come ship their behinds back down here to Coral Gables. That's what we did. They can go sit down somewhere. Garbage asses. Anyway, 10-0 on our way to the ACC title game. We're going to go ahead and put everybody down. And then we on our way to the playoffs. Before the season, our goal was the ACC. We about to accomplish that. And now they're going to have to come see us when we go to the playoff. That's all I'm talking about. That's all
Facts.
I'm talking about.
Facts. And then you got people talking about, well, shit, when y'all get in the playoffs, y'all go, motherfucker, where y'all at with it?
Right. Where y'all at? Y'all was
Where
out here
y'all at
running
with
y'all
it?
mouths. Now y'all quiet now. We don't hear nothing out of you now. You hear that? That's the silence coming from Miami fans. That's what I
Hmm.
heard. I ain't hear nothing. Them boys was bumping their gun. Oh, we gonna show up. We gonna do this. Y'all overrated. Y'all ain't beat nobody. I'm sorry, we beat everybody in front of us. That's what we did. Y'all out here losing to math majors, lawyers' kids. Y'all out here losing to the third best team in the
Got
state
a
of North
pistol.
Carolina. Like what y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? Get the hell off my TV screen. I had my sons walking around going, Daddy, why the other team look so sad? I said, because that's what they supposed to look like. That's just their normal face. They always look sad because they garbage. They garbage. Mario over there with that old half smile, half. I don't even know what's wrong. He like Mr. Burns. That's what I'm calling his name, Mario Burns from now on. Go sit his behind down somewhere. Lips all pursed. Oh, what's going on? I don't want to hear nothing out of them. Miami is a waste of our time. Let's move on and move forward. We got Northern Alabama, Jordan last game at Doak Campbell Stadium. We're going to give him all his flowers. I need Mike to go ahead and dial up something so we can hang 70 on them boys, so we can send the seniors out the way they need to go out. And then we're going to go run down on everything in Gainesville. It's going to be 67 people in that stadium, and we running down on them too.
And that's including the players and the staff, right?
Facts. Oh no, my bad. You see, if we include the staff, it's gonna be about 77 people out there watching them because the staff gonna be 50 of them, so they can go sit down somewhere too. But I want to hear nothing out of them. We on our way.
It's crazy, KP. The boys, when we play them, we're looking at a 5-game losing streak, man. 5-game losing streak.
Facts.
That's some wild shit.
Them boys are on a 5-game losing streak, and then they had the nerve to brag about their recruiting classes. I'm sorry, y'all. What, they fourth in the nation now? They fourth in the nation now.
Wow.
But they told us that mid Mike wasn't gonna do this. That Mike is getting cooked on the recruiting trail. I'm sorry. I see Mike winning on the field, and I see Mike winning off the field right now. Hell, we doing so well on the field right now. We got recruits that's trying to get in the class, and we might not even have space for them. That's what I just heard you say. That sounds like an embarrassment of riches to me. The boys don't even know what riches look like.
Good problem, baby.
Ain't it? They know what britches look like because they keep having to pull these up after they're getting spanked every week. That's what they know. So they need to go sit down somewhere. That's what I know out here. Florida State on top of the state again. That's what we doing. And we're going to take this thing all the way. All the way. Loving it.
Brother. All the way.
Damn right.
I appreciate the energy you bringing, man. You got to keep it consistent, dog. You definitely do that 100%.
Yes, sir. Tiny Hat Gang, we out. El Presidente, we off.
Appreciate you, my boy.
Tell them to bring me my money.
You got me super chat real quick. My boy Dr. Barry Pierre. What's good, CJ? Love the show. Why have they been talking more after the loss than the week before? That's crazy, brother. I told you I've never seen a more delusional fan base. I've never seen a fan base that had more faith in some shit. They have faith. They put faith into stuff with no substance, right? Oh, we played y'all close. Oh, Keon Coleman had 24 yards and a touchdown. Like, I never seen a fan base that if Emory, and once Emory, I don't know what the fuck made them think that shit. I guess they thought they was going to have another lucky damn 85-yard touchdown or some bullshit. But once Emory, if Emory would have played, it finished the game, would have won. No, TVD, once TVD came in, that was the person that really gave y'all the chance within that last drive. I got no doubt in my mind that they wouldn't have had, those 2 first downs without TVD. But again, man, that's just how that fan base is, man. I never seen a more next year is our year type of fan base than those guys. It's a broken record, man. Put this shit on repeat. Ron, what's good, bro?
CJ, what's going on, man? You doing all right?
Chilling, bro. Chilling, man. It's good to be a Noah right now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. So before I touch on Miami, man, I was talking to one of my Florida homeboys today. And he was like, man, have y'all ever gone into the last game of the season undefeated, right? National championship aspirations, all that good stuff.
Yes, we have.
And well, no, let me land the plane real quick, right? And he says, and then you lose the last game of the season. And I say, man, I can't recall the last time that happened, but I can tell you that we have gone into the Florida week hoping to be bowl eligible and lost. Puts at 5 wins and not bowl eligible. And I say that to say this, and it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the fucking gun.
Right. I punished that ass. You remember what year was that? 2000. Willie Taggart's first year, 2018.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
It happened, actually, pretty sure it happened twice because it happened under Mike too.
Yeah, we were 5-7 under 5-7 under Mike that 2021 year, but that 2018 year specific because Florida was pretty damn good that year.
Bro, I was
They
at
came in and beat our ass that up and down Doe Campbell Stadium. That's when Kodak was out there and all that. That's the
I
same
was
type of shit
at
you go see in Gainesville.
I was at that game, bro. Kodak going. I'm talking about Kodak up and down the damn sideline, fucking like it was crazy. I
Exactly.
remember Chauncey Gardner Johnson like yelling at our sideline, not knowing. I'm looking at my brother like, what the hell is Chauncey Gardner like saying? Come to find out, he's telling them that we only had 10 guys on the field. I'm like, I remember this
Crazy.
stuff, man. And so,
Oh, that sounds real familiar, don't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Funny how the tables
Sounds
turn,
very
huh?
familiar.
Funny how the tables turn, man. So
Right.
about Miami, man, it is delusional in a sense, right? And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of, how do I put this, man? It wasn't as fun to troll after the game because their defense played with a bit of a pulse. Their offense really just got lucky a
Yeah.
few times, man. And honestly, I think they have plenty of talent, but it's the development of the talent that's
Hmm.
that's gonna be
Bro,
the.
that's one thing. Sorry, bro. That's one thing I do not get about these fucking Florida fans and these Miami fans. It is talent on those rosters.
Mm-hmm.
I grant there's not enough talent to beat the Georgias of the worlds and Ohio State teams like that, but there's enough talent in on that damn roster to beat the fucking Arkansas of the world, to beat the fucking Georgia Techs of the world. So I don't want to hear that talent bullshit. Y'all have from an on paper standpoint, but like I said, that's just on paper. Development goes into that shit as well, which you do an amazing job at. But on paper, you guys have more talent than us.
Like the arguing the talent angle is weak because like that used to be top 5 recruiting classes like annually.
Annually.
Annually, it wasn't like I remember the 2007 like Lakeland Hall that Florida got. I remember
Mm-hmm.
the 2008 Miami Northwestern Hall Miami got.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like it, and granted, yeah, though that was what 15 to 16 years ago, respectively. But it's not like it. If it's a talent gap, it's because the winning hasn't been there.
Correct.
And it's honestly when you can talk about recruiting, you can decipher it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, it all boils. It's 1+1, man. You don't win games. It's hard to bring talent.
Yep, simple as that.
So
And Florida's kind of going through that now. They're going to see it even further within the 2025 recruiting class because Florida went 6-7, 6-7, and at the absolute best could be what 6-7 or 6-6 this year. 6-7, they could be 500 under 500 for 3 years in a row.
it's gonna be
So it's going
five
to
and
show up
six.
this year, and you got to understand that 2024 schedule is fucking even worse.
They're gonna be 5 and 7, bro.
Five and
They're
seven.
gonna
I
be
agree. 100%.
five.
They're gonna be 5-7,
They're gonna
and then
be
you
five
fast
and
forward to
7.
2024. That schedule is they play Miami, they play
Mm-hmm.
UCF,
Mm-hmm.
they play FSU,
Mm.
they play Texas,
Mm.
they play Georgia, they
All
play
that in
FSU.
24.
All that's in 24.
Ooh,
So
Godspeed.
even year three for Billy is looking like, well, shit, this is gonna be fucked up as well. So again,
Mhm.
the recruiting is going to snowball from here. But play my theme music real quick.
I said, are you strong? They said, I'm strong if you strong. And I said, we strong then.
I was told Espresso, not Restrepo, Espresso is the best receiver in the state. Espresso, no catch. Get all that Miami trash out of here. Nose up, baby. Y'all don't fuck me from my roller days. Y'all nice to call the kid Espresso with Larry.
Talk your shit, KP. Talk
Right,
your shit, Tiny Hat.
right. But go ahead, finish the take off, Ron. What you got, man?
Hey, so man, I tell you what, I want to see more Conrad Hussey. I look, I'm, I I I really, 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 really try to be careful with what I say negatively about the players in general, right?
I agree.
And but man, 3 on defense, man, it's so frustrating because he'll make plays that that are really great plays, and then it's missed tackles, and then it's bad angles on passes that should be picked off, and like it's such a roller coaster with him, man. And I think that he could benefit from looking on the sideline for a little bit.
So I said this last year. I didn't agree with that position change at all. I didn't
Mhm.
agree with him going to safety because you got to have it's certain skills that you see and things like that that transfer to the safety position, and he didn't exhibit none of those skills to want to move to the safety position. I said that shit in the spring, and you look forward and now it's showing on film. Like Az, he
Yeah.
had skills that could have transferred to the safety position. He had certain traits that transferred to the safety position, but Kevin didn't have any traits, in my opinion, that translated to the safety position.
Hey, did you brought up a good point, man. Azare, did he come in? I thought he came in as a
He was
safety.
a safety coming in. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He played safety for Niceville. He played damn near everything for Niceville.
Yeah,
Of course, he's a great corner for us as well. But that was a guy. If we were going to move someone from the cornerback room to the safety position, that was the guy you move, not
absolutely.
Kevin Knowles, in my opinion.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So before I sign off, man, to that point of Miami having talent, man, they had some guys on defense that stood out to me, man.
Yeah.
Maui Noah. I'm very curious
Bro,
to see what his NFL potential is at the next level.
he made a lot of plays at the linebacker position. If you'd have missed those tackles, that shit was off to the races. He made a lot of touchdown and big play saving plays, 100%.
If I'm not mistaken, he was almost seen as a bit of a consolation prize to a
To his
lot of
brother.
people in
Yep.
the eyes of his brother.
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
tell you
he
what, man,
transferred from Washington State. You motherfuckers ain't looking for no a Washington State linebacker. To come over to Miami and play ball. But hell, he was a great. We talk about the portal, right, and how they don't use the portal, but he was a great portal. He was a very good portal addition for the Miami Hurricanes.
very good, very good. I thought Leonard Taylor made a couple nice plays as well. Uh, man, look, I man, Ruben Bain. I know he didn't have the greatest game against us, but man, I've seen him.
He's a player. He's a player.
Ooh,
He's an absolute player.
I wanted
And
him in
because
Tallahassee
if you look
bad,
at
man.
him, just look at him, you don't really see that from a
Mhm.
stature standpoint. But he's just a dog, man. He's a dog.
I remember watching his highlight tape when he came from Central, didn't he?
Yep.
And man, I wanted him bad in Tallahassee.
Yo, the South did too. You see those happy birthday to the mom and shit at the damn restaurant and stuff. They used it against us, but seeing the kid play, and we knew he was a long time Miami Hurricane lean due to his brother and relationships and things like that. But
Yeah.
you see why the staff and you understand why the staff
Mhm.
made the efforts they did on the recruiting trail because that kid is a ball player.
No question about it, bro. No question about it. And then one more thing on the Miami guys, man. I think once Mark Fletcher, I think once he develops that veteran running back's vision,
Yeah, that kid's a player. Yeah,
boy, look, I
yeah,
I have a hard time finding a comp for him, to be honest with you, man. Because it doesn't even look like he's a big back, but his frame isn't even like he still has room to add to his frame. It's
yeah. He
it's
could be a
kind of
lot
crazy,
bigger.
man.
Yeah, and it was shocking once he decommitted from Ohio State and chose the Hurricanes, but he looks like one of those backs that Ohio State typically has. He's a playmaker for sure. I like Fletcher a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, for sure, bro. But yeah, I just want to get on here and chop it up, man.
Nah, bro, appreciate it's always a good conversation with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all be easy, man. Be safe.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yes, sir.
If you guys, anybody else want to join the show, go ahead and hit that link. If not, we'll wrap it up pretty soon. But like I said, we got a pretty healthy number of people in here watching the live show. First of all, I appreciate you guys for doing that. Second, make sure you guys like this video, and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. It does a world of favors for me and just for the algorithm of Dope Talk. Right, want to get this content out to other Noel fans who enjoy FSU and enjoy this type of content just like you guys do, or just might not be aware of the show due to things like that. So if you guys can help out with a like and the subscription and maybe share it, we can reach out to other people. YouTube will, broadcast a little bit more, and we can build this brand and build Dope Talk and make the family a lot bigger. So again, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Anybody else want to join the show, go ahead and tap in. If not, we're going to go ahead and end it. Like I said, it's been a great week for FSU. 10-0. back-to-back seasons that we won 10 games. And it's crazy. Mike Norvell is doing this shit with all the things he had stacked against him. Jimbo Fisher's bullshit, which was a lot of bullshit. Willie Taggart mismanagement of certain things. A COVID year to where, you can't get to your players from March to July. And then, hell, in July, go play a game in a month. And then, you factor all those things in, and we see where we at in year 2 of the product. So, or year 4 of the product, rather. You've seen the big jump in year 3. So again, shout out to Mike Norvell and staff, man. I told you guys from the get-go, Mike Norvell is the coach. I told y'all this was my guy who I wanted out of Memphis. Young guy, young unknown guy. That's the guy I wanted, man. And that's just paying off for us, man. I want to say this too. Mike Norvell is, when we hired him, he was 39 years old. Mike hasn't even hit his prime yet. This shit is just getting started for Mike. That's why you see those articles about Texas A&M wanting him and all that type of bullshit. You'll see a lot more of those articles in the future with more coaching positions open, because Mike is just that type of guy, man. A lot of people are going to be interested to see what the fuck happened at FSU and how he flipped that shit so damn quick. But again, we took that chance on Mike, and we took the chance on Mike and made him the head coach at FSU. I think we're good for that moving forward. My boy Reggie, what's good?
Man, what's happening with you, bro?
Chilling, bro. It was a pleasure kicking it with you this weekend. My dog famous, man. ACC Network and all.
Bro, that's up been crazy, man. Everybody I call and talk to, like, boy, I see you on TV, boy.
Right.
No, man, just, bro, the vibes, man. If y'all ain't never been to Lot 19 to a big game in CJ Tailgate, you missing out, bro. There's
Missing
no
out.
other place you need to be at before a game starts but Lot 19 when it's time for a home game, or when it's just time for a tailgate in general for a Florida State game. Like, the vibes are unmatched, man. We have a good time, food, drink, music,
Mm-hmm.
meeting, you know what I'm saying? People you might interact with on Twitter. We've been interacting with people for years. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
man, we had V Web, we had
Mm-hmm.
Big Noel come down. And, it's still crazy that we started that rumor he was white, man, and the whole
Right. This shit
timeline really
ran with it.
ran with that
And people
shit.
really believe that. And people really believed it, and took it to heart. But they used to be killing Big No One talking.
Uh,
You a white man, you a white man jumping into black people business and stuff like that, man. Just talking crazy about Big No, man. But it's crazy what rumors could do and how they could take legs and run, right?
oh yeah, bro. And I started to tell him, like, look, man, I done met bro. Like, his
You run
his
up on
name
them,
is his
you
name is
run up on them
real.
talking crazy if you want to.
Yeah, his name is real. He's really Big No. Like, y'all.
Yeah, he's a big dude. You run up talking crazy if you want to. You'll be in for a rude awakening.
Rude awakening, man. He a little old, but man, the little wind he got left, boy, you better watch out.
Right. You better knock him out. You better knock him out within the first 30 seconds. Well, get it done within the first 30 seconds. Cause he gonna be done after that. It's gonna be a wrap.
No, man, just want to say thank you to Mike, the staff, the players. Them boys 3-0 every time I jit in the building, so I got to keep Jit around, man. Jit might be a good luck charm for the
Yeah, he a
game,
good
man.
luck charm. My man, shout out to him, man. I know he had a hell of a time playing football, being in the game, man. Just seeing the pics that Bo took, man. I know he was excited, had a hell of a good time, bro.
Yeah, man, it was a way to kick off his birthday week, man. He'd be 10 on Wednesday, man. I
Oh,
can't
it was
believe.
a perfect birthday present.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, no nation, all love, man. Dope talk. My boy, I'm always proud of you, man. This shit taking off, man. Keep going up, bro.
Appreciate the support, my brother, man. Like you said, man, this shit a family affair, dog. It all started together, man, for real.
Y'all be good.
Appreciate you, bro.
Love.
Dr. Berry, I see the comments. Yeah, I definitely thought he was white. Yeah, man, it was a little funny joke we started or whatever, and of course it took legs to the timeline, and they after it took legs on the timeline, shit wings as well and started flying. But nah, Big Nola is definitely, and he just let it play out too. He just let it play out. Um, he's a master troll, so he trolled on top of the troll. But again, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up, man. That was a perfect end of the show. I appreciate the energy, man. We 10-0. Want to be 11-0 and then try to finish off the season in the swamp 12-0. Perfect season and go into the ACC championship to finish what the fuck we started, right? Finish what the fuck we started, man. Take back our conference. Take back what's ours. So again, this is perfect time to do it. So let's go ahead and party up and make sure you get a tailgate ticket. See y'all in Charlotte. We go hang good. It's time to take back the conference that we built. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Go Noles.